Hello and welcome to See If It Sticks, episode 63.
Ooh.
I don't normally do that.
No.
We are the podcast that takes your silly little first world problems, takes away your privilege, puts in a massive amount of solution juice and makes a cocktail that's so refreshing in the summer sun. And it's called a solution mojito. I'm Dom.
I'm Ross.
And I'm terrified.
Otherwise known as Dan.
I'm Dan.
Yeah.
What did taking privilege away have to do with anything to do with the
This
rest
is a
of that
first world
analogy?
problem. You know, people in the first world have privilege.
Right,
Taking the privilege, we're breaking them
right.
down. We're giving the solution to their problem, making them
Building them
realise
back up.
what it is.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, and building them back up to a point where they can deal with this silly problem.
Good
I'm with you.
gravy.
Good gravy, sweet Christmas. So there is no communications this week. We are recording this one at the same time as we recorded last week's.
Don't tell them, Don.
Well, as previously mentioned on last week's podcast by Ross, who's
God.
Yeah, that is a good point, because anyone tuning in live to the stream of us recording now is going to wonder where this podcast has gone. So this will be coming out on Thursday the
calendars.
It's third
8th.
8th, yeah.
Thursday
I think so.
Thursday the 8th.
I think so.
Yeah, because
Another month.
these two are going on a romantic getaway together without me. I'm going to be sitting at home, crying, eating a tub of Haagen-Dazs.
I've prepared a picnic. We're going to go punting together. Yeah. We're going to eat. I've got
Not many canals on the Costa del Sol, is there?
got an Italian restaurant that I like, who's agreed to set up a little table for us out back, and we can eat spaghetti together.
Oh, can we do that Lady in the Tramp thing?
Yeah.
Out back, otherwise known as the alleyway.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. He doesn't want us in the main restaurant.
Dad and Ross are going to Magaluf, going pedaloing, and then getting shoved into the alleyway of some shit Italian restaurant
Go
to
cycling
eat
on a swan.
manky spaghetti.
Do you know what? Speaking of Magaluf, I tell people this story all the time. I used to work with this guy when I worked in Sainsbury's. I'm not going to name any names.
What does his name rhyme with?
I'm not going to, because this is too sort of on the nose for me to name names. And he was a bit annoying, and like he came in one day and he was talking about he was going to take some holiday time, and he was just going to book himself a ticket to go to Magaluf. And like he was like just looking at me like dead in the eye, and he's like, you know what they call it?
Do you know what that instantly,
Don't they?
That instantly came into my head as what he was going to say.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, you know what they call it, don't they? Shagaloof. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, Shagaloof, because crazy things go on over there. And I was like, I can imagine. Like, it's one of those people that kind of would talk at you, and you just stand there going, yeah, okay.
See,
It was the most cringe thing I think that's ever happened. And he was going on and on about it. He's like, what was it? He was saying things like, not that that's why I'm going over there, because I just want to go over there, get some drinks in, have a good time. But I mean, if
go by himself.
If that sort of thing does happen, then obviously not going to complain.
It was he go by himself.
I think he was going to go by himself.
That's sad.
Sadaloof.
But do you know what? Like that whole
happen,
exchange, how you've set up that whole exchange reminds me a bit of like when David Brent is talking at people in the office.
He was a bit like David Brent, I must say. Just not sort of, wasn't actually like my boss or anything.
No.
Just some guy that worked in the bakery with me.
Apparently that new Ricky Gervais film where he's playing David Brent is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Basically he spent his whole pension on like he hires a whole bunch of session musicians.
Right.
And creates a band and goes on tour, inverted commas. Because he's always like...
Is it a tour like when we went on tour, like pubs?
No, like he's
things.
actually playing like relatively decent venues, but he's like sort of paying...
Well, that's not very realistic,
He's
is
sort
it?
of, he's sort of paying for relatively decent venues.
Yeah.
And it's apparently quite funny.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I never really got into the rest of it, if I'm honest.
Well, The Office?
No.
Really?
No, I didn't. I should give it another go, really, but I never did.
I really like The Office.
The
I'm
English
not-
one or the American one? Which one's better?
The English one.
The English one's better.
I've watched the American one all the way through as well. I don't mind that so much.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of the other things he's done.
Extras
series-wise.
and...
I kind of liked Extras.
Really, because I really like Extras and Life's Too Short. But,
Chubby little fat man.
but I've just never really got into The Office.
I like that episode with David Bowie.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind Extras. Derek, I could probably...
Oh, I've never watched that.
No, I'm not a big fan of that. And I enjoyed Idiot Abroad with Carl Pilkington.
I can't stand Carl Pilkington.
Oh, well, I imagine you can't.
So it's just too put on. Like it's too like obviously put on. Like the gag's over now. I've had enough of it.
I get
I
it.
just quite like seeing some of the places he goes to.
Well, yeah.
As a travel show,
yeah, but
it's interesting.
I can watch Angela Rippon travel around the world.
Oh, I can't stand Angela Rippon.
Oh, she really gets my goat.
She really does. I fucking hate her.
Yeah.
I'd kick her in the face if I could.
Really?
Yeah, I really despise her. I don't know why. She's on that...
Kent man kicks Angela Rippon in the face.
I really don't like
No
her.
apparent reason.
It's because she's on Watchdog or like one of those like consumer programs, and she's always so fucking high and mighty about the nonsense. It's like, this old woman was told to go away from a shop because she was really fucking rude. You know, it's just like old people's moaning hour, and it's just like, oh, fuck off, stop being so stupid.
It's called not Bargain Britain. It's called
like Cheap Britain, or
Rip Off Britain.
Rip Off Britain. That's it. Rip Off Britain. It's like this old woman didn't do her fucking homework, and now she's fucked. Well, that's because she's a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? It's just like look at all these idiots and all the bad decisions they've made. They need compensation. It's like, no, they need sterilising. Fuck off.
Maddie was trying to sterilise some people the other week, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
She was trying to
Oh,
sterilise
what?
the
On
population.
the episode she was on?
She was
Yeah.
suggesting that as people went into the doctor surgery, they get sterilised.
Not what she
Oh,
meant.
as in like she was trying to say
Yeah.
get like made clean.
Yes.
Right. Not
Yes.
actually like tubes tied,
Actually,
vasectomized.
to be honest, given what my doctor's surgery is like during the
Same.
the turn up and wait thing, when you go up and get a ticket as opposed to booking an appointment,
like a sort of...
I wouldn't mind the sterilisation.
Yeah. And yours is probably in Canterbury, right?
It is.
Yeah, mine's in Faversham.
Which is...
Mine's in Dartford.
Yeah,
I win.
Yours is in Dartford. Good God.
At the top of the hill as well.
Yeah.
Just up from Air and Breathe.
Ooh.
What a fantastic sounding nightclub.
I
Do
love-
they have any good nights?
They do. I believe it's a Friday night.
Perfect. Thanks, Dom.
He
All
checks
my
in the
friends,
post.
all my friends go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone in Dartford does.
Yeah.
Didn't you know that, Ross?
I guess so.
I've heard there's a fair to middling DJ towards the end of the evening.
It's not anymore. That's
Not
not.
anymore, it's not.
Not for a few months now.
Oh, really? All right. Anyway.
We sacked him.
Yeah.
Oh. So, yeah, after all the Angela Rippon kicking.
We were talking at the party the other weekend where about Magic Man. I saw him today.
Stephen Mulhern.
I saw him today, and I was like, "Yeah,
Did you?
I can get."
Where
No,
did
I
you
saw.
see
No,
him?
I saw him on the telly.
Oh,
yeah, I saw him on the
right.
telly, and I was like, "That's the guy."
Like,
As soon as I saw him, I felt like texting everyone.
in
Going,
your
That's
back
the guy.
garden.
You should have taken a picture and just popped it in like group chat or something
Yeah.
like that to everyone.
That's the guy, Magic
And
Man.
then Stu would be like, Magic Man!
What are you gonna do? Magic me away?
Did we tell that story?
Yeah, we did.
We
yeah.
did tell that story.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it before that day.
No, I mean, did we tell that story on the episode Stu was on?
I think so.
Yeah. It seems like something we would have done.
Yeah, probably. Somewhere in between him thinking that dishwashers explode if you put wooden spoons in it
That's
And-
totally reasonable.
and threatening to stick a lemon up his bottom.
Oh my.
Lemon up bum.
Lemon up bum.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. Right then.
Do we have a problem?
We do.
That makes it sound like really confrontational. Do we have a problem here, Ross?
Yes.
Got a problem here?
Want me to read it?
Read it. Read it with your
this is
eyes and your
from
mouth. Your,
Ryan
your
Wheatley.
moist mouth. Read it out with your moist, warm mouth.
Let me moisten it.
You're getting ready for next week.
That's it, yeah, we're getting ready for the week
Ross's moist, warm mouth.
Lick your lips so that you can enunciate correctly.
With your moist, warm mouth.
Rearrange your penis so you can talk properly. What's Ryan Wheatley's code name?
The Watchman of Sticks.
Is it the Watchman of Sticks?
The Watchman of Sticks.
This is from him. This is from he.
I've got the hiccups now.
Yeah. Would you like me to scare you by actually getting the penis out?
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
I can do the full windmill. Only once though. It starts to hurt. It says, "Hey guys." I'm going to say that really camply. Hey guys.
Read it out in a voice. What do you think Ryan Mark Wheatley sounds like?
We're about to lose a listener.
Probably not like that. Hey guys, I finally have a problem you guys can solve.
Can you do any voices or accents?
No, only sound effects of drills.
Do you do any impressions?
I can't do an impression of anybody famous or anything.
Everyone's got an Arnie. Can you just do an Arnie?
No, I can't do it.
No, do the Arnie.
I can't do an Arnie, honestly.
Just do it.
I don't have the... If you heard my voice, it's such a... I'll do my get to the chopper, but it's not going to sound anything like Arnie.
Just do get to the
I'll
chopper.
do it for you.
Yeah,
Right,
I want it.
Get to the chopper. It's Arnie after he's been kicked in the nuts.
What about
Get to the chopper!
who's your favourite film star?
Oh,
Who's your favourite actor?
I don't know.
Who's your favourite character in a film?
It's Paul Walker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do an impression of him at 100 miles an hour.
I don't really
No.
I don't really want to do this. Hey, I have that sticker on my car.
What's
The Paul Walker sticker that everyone's got on their car all of a sudden.
What?
Do you actually?
No, I don't fucking have it on my car.
Oh my god!
What Paul Walker?
I was about to
Paul
Paul
Walker
Walker
sticker. It's like, it's like it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile or whatever. And that's like, it's that quote, and then it's another Paul Walker quote that everyone's had.
It's so funny because Paul Walker. Like, I'm not sure if people realise. I think maybe people have had
merged Paul Walker's character.
Got 2 and 2 together and made 10 because they're like, well, he drove cars in films and he also died in a blazing car crash. He must have lived exactly. That must have been based on a true fucking story. That is him. No, enough with it.
I did hear that he had a Porsche, and when he did the first Fast and Furious film, he had a Porsche and he got rid of it and got some like Japanese souped up like street racer instead because he preferred them.
Man buys car.
Man buys car, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a fucking idol.
Oh, don't speak.
I'm sure
of
he
her
was
dead.
lovely.
You were just slagging off Angela Rippon.
She's not dead.
She's basically
She
dead.
can come down here and defend herself.
She's a goddamn leash. She's a fucking. She's got like 10 Horcruxes. All of them are. All of her fucking Dom fucking Littlewood's fucking hair. It's all in boxes all over the world.
She's dead inside.
Undead. She's a forever eternal creature that needs to be fucking exorcised from this mortal plane.
Shall I continue?
Yes.
Oh dear.
God damn, Angela fucking Rippon.
Don't forget to do it in Paul Walker's voice.
I don't even know what that sounds like. Oh dear. He says, as my cottage is in Nottingham, I mean, Ilkeston? Is that a place? Is that a real place?
Yeah.
I made that up.
Yeah.
No, it's Ilkeston.
Okay.
Is it Ilkeston or Ilkeston?
It looks like an I and an L then a K, so
It's Ilkeston, yeah.
Ilkeston. I have to catch the bus, making me spend between 30 and 40 minutes with people I don't have the intention of talking to. So for that period, I get to listen to my music and your podcast, but it's not that simple. Like me, other people also wear anti-interaction gear known as headphones, as they should do. You're right there.
We completely unzipped Dan.
Picture Angela Rippon like, Draco, my boy. like other angry pension age consumers like waving their walking sticks into the sky, and there's like a dark Angela Rippon in clouds summoning the other Angela Ripponites.
I'm dribbling, I'm laughing.
Oh man, it's in your beard.
Oh, sorry. I think I've laughed so much, my hiccups have gone.
That's good.
Oh no, they're still here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Oh, fuck.
If I may continue.
Can you do an Angela Rippon voice?
You know what? I don't know who she is, which is why I'm not laughing as hard as you guys. Who the fuck is she?
She's just a really angry old lady.
Well, what does she do other than that show you were talking about?
Didn't she used to do, what was that travel show she used to do? Wish You Were Here.
Wish you were here.
Right. I have seen that show.
Yeah, she was in that.
Yeah. She wasn't as
Oh,
old
she's-
like 20 years ago when Wish You Were Here was on.
No, she was only 302.
She had only just crept into triple digits.
Oh, no.
She'd only just learned the dark magic to prolong her life. Oh, God.
Brian Wheatley says,
It was at this point I went on a quest to destroy her.
I'm turning up to, after we've been on holiday, you're going to turn up and you're going to have this like gnarled, blackened hand.
what we're not going to notice is that behind us, everyone at home is going to see this figure is going to appear behind us in the corridor.
It's Angela fucking Rippon.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
It's going to scare the shit out of me.
Okay.
I've given
calm.
myself the heebie-jeebies. I'm going to have to watch it now.
Right.
Give me a little sip of this drink.
Oh, dear.
Brian Wheatley says, should I start again?
Yeah,
should.
Start again.
As my college is in Nottingham and I'm in Ilkeston, I have to catch the bus, making me spend between 30 and 40 minutes with people I don't know and have no intention of talking to. So for that time period, I get to listen to my music and your podcasts, but it's not that simple. Like me, other people also wear anti-interaction gear known as headphones, as they should do. But as someone who doesn't want to spoil anyone else's journey, I make sure my music isn't loud enough to be heard by the other end of the bus. Somehow, people seem to forget the purpose of headphones and confuse them with mini speakers, allowing everyone to hear their horrible taste in tunes, and it drowns out my own. And it's even more annoying when you're accused of being the one causing the noise pollution when the fucker is sitting right behind you. Please be my guardians of the airwaves and make a solution to stop these sound bandits, please. P.S. Choking them with their own headphone cord isn't a viable option, sadly.
Damn it.
So that was my first suggestion.
Yeah.
Some of them are Bluetooth now, so you can't even choke them with their own cord.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a damn shame.
Yeah, but it probably is slowly giving them cancer though. So
Yeah, he does sound like an old lady when he complains about the youth of today and their loud music.
He's younger than us, isn't he?
Their loud rap music.
He's younger than Angela
That
Rippon.
hippie hoppy.
We're all younger than that.
Maybe that's what we should do. Convince Angela Rippon her dark powers should be taken away from getting pensioners' compensation from a builder who did a slightly bad brick job to bricking job to like attacking children on buses who play their
She could curse them.
Their hippity hoppity too loud.
She could put a dark arts curse on them.
It's true. Or perhaps not.
It's got to be a problem with people who don't get enough attention at home, right? That's the only reason you would have your music up loud on a bus, for everyone to look at you, right?
Yeah.
Like a teenage
Yeah,
girl.
well, there's two different kinds of people that this includes. One are the people who, like you say, they have to listen to music loud because they think that it's like cool, like, you know, that they are listening to something cool. So people go look at them and go, oh, wow, look at that cool guy listening to his music.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other people who purposely turn it up loud as like in a group, you know, at the back of the bus, and they sort of turn their headphones up really loud so that like the group can listen to the music. But both cases should be punished.
I had a friend, whenever I got in his car, he listened to music so loud it would be distorted and awful sounding.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah,
he would have a conversation with me while it was on.
I don't understand
literally
that.
shouting at me across the music. And then on one occasion he got in my car and he turned my music up loud so it distorted. And like, you know, I've always had a fairly nice sound system. It doesn't need to be that loud to sound nice.
No.
And to be audible. But the fucking distortion, I hate
I've never
it.
really been the person that listens to music particularly loud.
I will
No.
if it's a bit of a banger.
I mean,
Never loud enough that it's distorted.
I mean, if I'm in my car and I'm by myself in my car, I turn the music up so it's like a comfortable level, but not to like a point that like. And also sometimes if I'm sitting in traffic or sitting at traffic lights and I've got my window down and I feel like I've been sort of like blasting something out while I'm on the motorway or something, singing to it or whatever, I actually turn it down.
Yeah, I do as well.
I get a bit self-conscious.
I get a bit embarrassed, especially probably because of the kind of stuff I listen to. But
yeah.
my car turns the volume up and down as I accelerate and when I decelerate.
Mine did do that. It doesn't anymore.
No, because we swapped it out, didn't we, for a
Mine doesn't.
aftermarket A. You sure?
So no,
It probably does.
It probably
You
does.
haven't noticed.
I'm kind of a little bit deaf.
Yours
so it
is
doesn't really
yours is
matter.
like the newest of all of our cars, isn't it?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should
But
do.
it's also the cheapest. Maybe not yours.
Maybe that should be one of the sort of solutions that you know when you get in your car and it connects to the Bluetooth in your car.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got Bluetooth in your car.
Yep.
Your phone knows that you've got in your car.
Yeah. Because you can set reminders, can't you, for when you get in your
Yeah,
car?
for when you get in the car, and sometimes like I asked Siri to open Waze, the navigation app on my phone, while I was in the car the other day, and he said, "I'm sorry, I can't do that while you're driving, Dan." Obviously, it's just any app, isn't it? He doesn't want to open any app because you're operating a phone while driving. Then it doesn't obviously take into account.
Waze isn't much good sitting here, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't take into account that it's a navigation app. So then I had to dangerously actually open Waze while driving in my car.
That's it. There is a more dangerous way to open it other than asking Siri.
Yeah. Especially since the phone was in my bag in the boot. So
How are you going to operate it?
foot on the wheel and then just pulled the back seats down, mate.
Go through the little escape hatch in the middle of the little pull down armrest.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it should do. There should be a signal in places like that, like that.
Like buses, trains.
Like there should be and your phone or MP3 playing device should recognise the places you're in and respond accordingly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when you go, it's not just on the bus, is it? Like on the tube, on trains, people do it all the time.
Do you know what? I've not noticed it on the train much.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I get a heavily sort of packed commuter train. But I don't know really. It's all right. And it's generally people who are a little bit older because it does tend to be like sort of teenagers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or young adults who sort of get up to that sort of shenanigans. So yeah, I don't know really, but at the same time, it is one of the most annoying things in the world.
The issue, I know, like I say, there should be a signal in places like buses and tubes and stuff, which affects your devices. But then that's one of those like scary Orwellian futures that I fear, where like if your phone registers with something
that we've been creating
everywhere you go, then there's like the danger of abusing that, and that's a little bit too close to my phone, like checking in and tracking me everywhere, which I suppose to be honest they do anyway. You can see which cell towers you're attached to and stuff.
Yeah. Well, one thing I was thinking is change the way buses and trains and such work, and each seat is its own like isolated pod.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Where it's soundproofed and you can do whatever you want.
The technology is around to kill this stuff dead. So you've got they're called noise cancelling speakers.
Yeah.
So if someone's got their music blaring out loud, it just does the opposite and it kills the noise.
That's crazy, isn't it?
You could target that. They use it in nightclub entrances and stuff and doorways in some posh nightclubs if it's near residents. They have a set of speakers in the doorway.
Do they like pump out like white noise or something?
It pumps out the opposite of what is inside. So if the wave frequency is going that way, it will be going that way. So it'll counteract it, so make it neutral. So therefore making that wave nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very clever. It has a microphone inside and it has the speakers outside. They work out the timing, they tune it all in and stuff, and then eventually...
They do it with a microphone, do they? You'd think they'd just do it with a direct signal, wouldn't you?
Could do, yeah. I guess they could.
Yeah, digital, yeah.
But what if it's like people shouting and stuff for a band? Yeah,
that's true.
I guess you got that problem. But they probably do use direct signals, I guess, most of the time. So like big nightclubs and stuff, they would.
Yeah.
But the technology is there, but then you've got to so then you could like point this at these annoying shits and then just like kill their phone.
Yeah.
So they're like, the more they turn it up, the less noise it makes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Noise cancelling speakers.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
They could actually be silenced as well because they got to say something. They'd be like, what the fuck's happened to my phone? And we go,
to become Charlie Brown parents.
That's it. It'd be nothingness would come out of their mouths and they'd think they'd become mute.
Is there a delay on one of those noise cancelling things?
In what way?
Like how much of a delay would there be between it picking up the signal?
It would have to be instant, wouldn't it? Because otherwise, because obviously sound moves slower than light and electricity. So I think what they do is they calculate the distance between where the microphone is and where the these noise cancelling speakers are, and then do the math. So it meets at the same point as the music's escaping through the doorway.
Math hammers it good.
Yeah, done math it and stuff.
Yeah.
So those are kind of inventions. Those are devices to stop it.
Or an EMP.
An EMP would be
Might
good.
kill the train or the bus.
I read an article, listened to something. I say this a lot the other day.
Read a lot of articles, don't you, mate?
I do. I sit there and just like all day looking at random shit like on Reddit. But an EMP, like a localized EMP, is so prohibitively energy taxing that it's just almost you're better off just going around smashing everything.
Yeah. Well, it takes so much energy to kick out the EMP.
Just so it takes so much energy to make an EMP happen.
Yeah.
Like the only way we can do it at the moment is with a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Like in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
That it's so like it'll never really be a localized effect, probably.
But they had them on the Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, Batman had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman had one. But
So it must be true.
Must be true.
It must be real.
But the one on the Nebuchadnezzar is pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
And they have to like charge it, turn everything off.
Yeah, it's like fucking real hassle.
Yeah,
It's a real hassle. They should have come up with something a little bit better, really.
I think
Like,
so
you know,
too,
like
yeah.
a 360 flame fucking cannon or something.
Yeah. Machine
We could
guns.
use that to punish people who listen
Yeah.
to their music too
Yeah,
loud.
just fucking burn them to a crisp.
Yeah.
I just think your phone is smart enough to know where you are. Like you were saying earlier, I think
Yeah,
your phone
I
is
think
smart
so.
enough to know where you are to not allow you to do it.
That
you
is
shouldn't be
the
allowed
most-
to do it.
Oh, sorry. It's the most elegant solution.
And the most practical and the most... It could probably be done on the next iOS update. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they just have to put a little transmitter in public places. It doesn't have to necessarily know exactly where you are. Just something for a public place. So then when you try to turn it up, it's got a volume level on it, and then your phone, Siri could say, "You're in a public place for us. I can't turn it up."
Use headphones, you ignorant prick.
And don't turn those up too loud either,
Yeah.
otherwise I'll give you a fucking 2,000 volt shock to the brain through your fucking headphones. Wait a second. So for the headphones, give them a little tase. If they're turning up beyond socially acceptable limits. This is another dystopian Orwellian future we're creating.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Or we're zapping people's brains.
Yeah, well,
headphone cords.
they need to be taught.
I agree.
Well, that's a cultural thing, isn't it? Like in
Maybe their parents should just bring them up better.
I believe, isn't it? Is it China where everyone's silent on the trains?
Yeah, because they banned that thing with the cards, didn't they? It was years ago. I remember seeing it on the
cards?
news. You know, like the travel cards, like the ones they don't have train tickets like we have train tickets.
Like an Oyster
They have
card.
like a plastic version of it.
The Oyster card.
They've used, like that, but I think it's a bit thinner.
Right.
I use my pets at home card as an example, but apparently people would sit on the train and kind of go and like flick it or make it.
Oh, right.
Flick it backwards and forwards, and they literally put signs up saying, "Do not flick your cards,"
Oh, really?
because it was annoying other passengers or something.
Well, that's those are cult. Like I think it's a similar sort of deal in Japan,
Right.
because those are cultures that are steeped in putting out a very disciplined social face, isn't
Yes.
But there's definitely a divide in this country with it. Like my parents definitely brought me up well enough, and all of you guys up well enough to know
it? Yeah.
that you don't blast your music out on a fucking train unless you want to clip
your,
around a ear roll.
Your parents
Yeah.
raised me pretty well.
The red-headed stepchild of the Alexander clan. Yeah, I know, but like at the same time, like we can't stop the cycle of impoliteness that's led to these people. Like you'd have to go back hundreds of years and right a huge amount of socio-economic wrongs from the very beginning of civilization.
Yeah. So maybe the transmitter is a good idea then.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Rather re-educating the population.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just ban them from doing it.
Do you know what? The transmitter and the jolt to the head's a little less dystopian than like re-educate the population.
Well, all it would do is it would just be like just a volume limiter. So, I listen to music at a reasonable level on my phone. So I know that when I listen to music with headphones in, I have it reasonably loud enough that I can't hear things going on around me, but not like, you know, ear-splittingly loud.
Also, it's good for your aural health.
Yeah. And it's I know that the volume on my, say for example, my phone is about 2/3 of the way up. Maybe
it
just
also
a little
tells
bit
you
more.
when you've got it extremely high volume.
I go
By
one.
going into
Mine's
the red,
mine's
doesn't it?
one red when I've got my in-ears in.
One red.
And if I've got my over ears, which is what I wear when I go on the tubes and on public transport and stuff, I don't really look at it, to be honest. But I don't have it mega loud.
Well, the over ears are much less
Yeah.
obnoxious.
I mean, obviously, if I take them off, they're louder, way louder than my in ears. But over the head, they're sealed around my ears because I actually take them off and I get sweaty ears.
Yes, I used to get sweaty ears.
But it also removes me from the misery of the tube.
The tube is
Puts me in my own
miserable.
little world, and I enjoy that. I'm in my own little happy world, listening to my
The
tunes.
tube is miserable.
It is
A
horrible.
miserable, stuffy place full of sad.
You accidentally
sad
smile
people.
at someone, and I think they think you're going to kill them.
Yeah.
Awful.
If you did that to me on the tube, I think you're trying to kill me.
Maybe I am.
Yeah, so it could just limit it to
Perhaps
that.
you will.
Like, it will know that what's a reasonable limit to listen to music. So it will just stop it at, 2/3 of the way up, for example.
Great.
And then even then with different types of headphones, you're not going to really get any overspill. And also, it will just stop you from being able to make any noise from your speaker on your phone.
What it could do is you can even extend that to things like theatres and cinemas, so that it actually turns the sound off.
100%.
I've never heard
Automatic do not disturb when you enter a cinema, so you didn't have to think about putting your
do you know
phone
what?
on silent.
I've never come across. I know people have, but I've been very lucky. I've never come across people using their phones or like phones going off when I've been in the cinema.
I've had a few phones go
I've
off.
had it a couple
A
of
few
times.
phones ring.
I've never had it before.
Nobody ever answered it.
No,
But no, they have gone off.
I did have someone who what was I watching? Something I watched recently, and someone was texting through the opening credits of a film, and I was slowly leaning forward, and Jem had to like just sort of grab me, sort of pull me back
You got to
a
give
little
them.
bit.
Got to give them a couple of seconds just to get all their
Because I
stuff
was just
done.
like about to like wrap my hands around their face and rip off their skull.
There was people talking through all the commercials at a Suicide Squad the other day, and I was like, "They're fucking better shut up." And the film comes on. Literally, the film came on, and they went silent. I was like, "Yes,
Thank God for that.
thank
Don't
God."
mind talking
because I
through
wouldn't have done
I don't
anything
mind
anyway,
talking
but-
through the trailers.
No, it was, but it was
Because
annoying.
I like
They were
going, that
giggling
looks
and-
crap really loudly or something like that.
No, I
and
still
people
like.
chuckle.
I still polite when the trailers were on, but they were giggling and shouting and stuff through the trailers, and I thought
I once had a young child throw popcorn at me, and I turned round.
He didn't live.
I turned round to launch myself the 5 rows up that he'd thrown it down at, and then I realised it was like a 6-year-old. So probably, and the parents all went okay like that at me. So I was
Well, they should be held accountable.
I was like,
Exactly.
now boy, you will watch your father die for your sin. You know, rip his dads.
Your mother's never going to reach rip on numbers.
Yes, she'll never
I
be a
don't think
ripper.
anyone's mother is they?
No, she is eternal. An eternal darkness blight upon this nation.
No.
It's television.
Like one of those things where you see the Bayeux tapestry, Angela Rippon is
Just
on
me,
it.
just me doing like a sort of Da Vinci Code type investigation into Angela Rippon's immortality.
She's there at the
Signing
Last
of
Supper.
The Magna Carta signing of the Magna Carta.
Adam and Angela.
Curse you, Rippon! Right, anyway. Sorry, I made everything move on
That's
the
right.
tape.
Yeah, my microphone's jumped a couple of inches up and down.
Yeah, so we're going to go for like a transmitter in public places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Because you could, like you said, you could do it for all sorts of things. Like, so for example, at concerts, you go to see a concert, stops the cameras being functional.
Yes. Oh my God.
Do you know what? That's one of my biggest things, not just at concerts, but at attractions in general.
Anything, yeah.
Like
People don't live in the moment, do they anymore? They look through their
No.
phones, and it's fucking
Like,
sad.
like a zoo, went to Colchester Zoo, and I'm sitting here looking at these wonderful, like, you know, creations of nature, and people are just sitting there looking at the thing,
Don was at the hot dog stand,
going,
"How wonderful humanity is!"
glory be for the modern world. No, I was a leopard, and it was like, it's really hard to see like things like leopards and like some of the smaller big cats at these places because they tend to be like sneaky and hide. But it was walking right in front of us all, and everyone was like, "Ooh!" But everyone was just sitting there like, some people got a full-on iPad in front of their fucking
it's
face,
so infuriating.
and I'm just like, what sort of example are you setting to your kids? And also the fact that like they've got a full-on iPad, and I'm trying to go like, fucking. Whoa.
You can see better footage of a leopard online when you get home
Yeah.
than the one
Yeah.
you're going to film on your fucking
Why
iPad.
don't you just sit there and marvel at the fact that you're looking at this really rare creature in front of you, rather than looking through a fucking screen through a window at this fucking animal? You're just putting more borders between yourself and reality.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem with the world.
It is sad.
Coming
And
from
gigs,
the-
especially, like people who film the whole gig.
Yeah.
You're like, fucking someone will film it. Just watch it when you get back.
Why even do that?
I don't know.
So yeah, it's like you shut that off. Shows automatically turn your phone down in cinemas, theaters, restaurants.
Yeah. I had someone, I was walking up, as I mentioned, Glastonbury Tour last episode, and they're just walking all the way up it with their phone out, just filming the entire way up. I was like, well, just breathe in the air and see the view for yourself.
Strap on a fucking GoPro and then just forget about it. Then
All
you can
that.
experience it while filming it or something,
Yeah.
rather than like this the whole time, hand out.
I don't know. That's a whole episode right there.
Yeah,
Just how people live through their phone,
Yeah.
like view the world through their phones.
So our transmitter can do that. You can have all different kinds of them, and then it just
Yeah.
connects to electronic devices and lets you know. Do you know what it would also be really nice for? Is that because it's like cameras now that have inbuilt Wi-Fi and stuff like that. They could receive it as well.
Yeah.
So if you're in if you are in somewhere that you want to take photos, that's okay for, it can automatically transmit the best settings.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
But then also limits you to a certain number of photos.
Could do.
I quite like that.
Like having film all over again.
Like having film.
Lets you take 36.
So making every
That's it.
shot count.
Yeah.
That way you get better quality pictures when you're looking on Facebook the next day. And also, people are only doing it for a portion of their trip, evening, whatever, instead of sitting there taking 100 photos. I know there's some people, for instance, who go out on a night out and take 200 pictures.
It's
What did you
crazy.
do on that night out
And they
other
never
than
look-
take pictures?
And they never look back at them at any point. They could have enjoyed themselves. And
What
how often
have
do
you
go
done
back?
all night other than take pictures? Exactly. You could have got absolutely drunk and made a bad decision with a male or a female. Do you know what I mean? Instead, you sat there and you've put a layer over your life that isn't true.
It's very philosophical.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you, mate. I hate it.
Hashtag blessed.
When I go to a gig, I literally get, when the band first come out, I take a photo of the band and then I put it back in my pocket and I don't get it back out again. I guess with Dan's technology, I wouldn't even be able to do that, but
No.
Which would be better.
You can see pictures of them on Google.
Yep. Let the pros take the photos.
Yeah, there's a photographer at the front of the stage at most gigs, isn't there? Taking
About 10 of them, yeah.
taking badass photos. I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll find those somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Much better than the ones you're gonna fucking take. Do you know what I mean?
And when I was DJing still, there would just be a sea of people taking selfies the whole time.
What's the point?
I know. Fucking
I just don't
arrogant
see the
fucks.
point in it. To me, it's just the most pointless thing in the entire world. Constantly taking one or two. That's all right. Oh, remember this night when we were this, and then we went off and did all these things that didn't involve us taking a picture of it every 5 seconds. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I totally with you, mate.
take a couple to remember it by. Feel free. But just to sit there.
It's quite out of hand, isn't it?
Sorry,
got out of hand.
it's something I really like. It really saddens me.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make me angry anymore. It just makes me sad because it's well, what's the point of it all then?
It's very true.
I'm with you. Whenever I'm at a gig and everyone's got their phones out, I just think, what a fucking waste of money to come here and
You've
be here
paid,
in this moment.
20, 30 quid to see
Yeah.
this band.
To be
and
here
you're
in
gonna
this
sit there
moment.
going like that
yeah.
all night.
Your favourite songs come on whip the phone out, film the whole
Instead
thing.
of dancing the fucking,
Instead of just
dancing to the
yeah.
thing, or like bopping along, or singing along, you're sitting there going, what was that Black Mirror episode? Wasn't there?
Oh, you could look back at everything.
No, like where the people just walking around with their phones, and like basically just people see everything through the phone.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a Black Mirror episode. Sorry about that.
So
That was Dom's rant for this week.
Shall we?
Sorry.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm tired and emotional, obviously.
Yeah. It's the latest we've ever recorded,
we
I
need
think.
to think of a name.
Yeah, we do. What were we talking about initially?
Fucking headphones.
Yeah, loud headphones on
jeez.
public places.
It's be really boring for the people watching live right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. This is the worst part of the show,
Yeah,
where we try and think of a name.
the hardest part of the show. If any of you have any ideas, let us know.
Yeah, I'd like to apologise for the blackout in the middle. My GoPro ran out of batteries. Didn't think about changing that in a break, did I?
I was like, beep, beep, beep. What is that?
It turned itself
Thought
off.
the GoPro was about to explode or something. Oh god.
Ooh.
I don't feel like there's. I'm not even like got anything to work with. I don't know if it's because it's late.
I think so. I think we just sort of. I went really off piste at the end there. Sorry.
Nice. That's all right.
Dominic Alexandra and the Deathly Rippons.
Yeah, we should do something to do with her.
I was trying to think of a good rippon.
Keep your rippins to yourself. Or
I
let
just
it.
thought Angela's Ashes, but that's actually a film.
Let it rippin.
Look her up.
You want to look her up?
Yeah, you got to
Angela Rippon nude. Search for that.
It automatically puts the word nude on the end whenever I search for anyone.
Really? Your phone knows you well.
It's just autocorrect.
It's the kind of stuff I search for. The last thing that came up. When is the next Apple keynote speech? Angela Rippon.
I've heard rumours that the iPhone 7 is coming out.
Yes. It's like next week. Oh, that bitch.
You know who she is.
Yeah, I know that bitch is. Yeah, she old.
What picture have you
She's
got?
an OBE.
I don't give a shit. They give OBEs to fucking like.
She was a news report, wasn't she, for ages?
Wasn't Jimmy Savile, sir? That goes to show everything that you need to know about.
What are you
the
saying?
honest list.
She's a paedophile.
You-
No, I'm not saying
Grouping
that.
Angela Rippon and Jimmy Savile together.
No, I'm just saying that goes to show what you need to know about the honours lists. It's absolute nonsense.
Well, I'm sure had the Queen known, she would not have served him.
Who knows?
Well,
I'm sure she wouldn't. She seems like a nice lady with all my money.
Angela Rippon, OBE, born in 12th of October, 1744.
Good. I was glad. I was hoping you were going to go with the joke.
BC.
Born at the dawn of time. First there was light, then there was Rippon.
She looked old when she was young as well, bless her.
They dug her up when they built London.
She's just been there ever since.
People also searched for Gloria Hunniford,
Oh no,
That's
not
a-
Julia
that one as
Somerville,
well.
Anna Ford, Jenny Bond,
They're all like these, all these women of a certain age that all do these certain
Anne
kind of
Diamond.
daytime programs.
Fucking hell.
And Diamond. There's another one. They're like a cabal. They're like a cabal of witches that feed upon daytime television and like the lethargy of daytime television's viewers. They're being. Are you filming me doing this?
No, I'm
Oh, right.
through people's faces.
You are being filmed though.
Yeah,
I
you
am
are, you're
being
being filmed
filmed.
over there.
Yeah. So they're sitting there.
Yeah, it's all on record, mate.
Yeah, I know. And they're all just sitting there. I hope they're not. None of them are litigious. So yes, we need to think of a name.
We
do,
do,
yeah.
On ear, in ear, It doesn't matter on the bus. It's a really,
Obscure joke.
a really obscure joke.
Ranting Ripon. Gosh, this is a difficult one.
It is.
This is one of the more difficult
this
ones.
is like the most difficult one, I think.
So far. Or maybe it's just because we're just tired.
Go on then.
Phones in, volume down, rip on.
I don't know if I like that or...
I don't know.
There isn't anything better on the table, is there?
Was it?
Phones in, phones in, volume down, rip on.
Yeah, well, we just got to do that. I think.
I think we're going to have to.
That is rubbish, though.
Yeah, it really is rubbish. We could do better than that. We
Give
can
it
do
a bit
better
more
than
time. Brain fart.
Rockin' Ripon.
that. No. Now you're just coming up with, like, you know...
The saying, Ripon everything.
Yeah.
Ripon and chips.
Rippons, rop-ons.
Rhubarb and rip.
rock on for Ripon.
That was quite good. What was the name of the show she's on?
Rip off Britain. I
Rip
think.
Off Britain. Do you think it's the Rip Off Britain because it's ripping?
Rip on.
Yeah.
Ripon.
Call it Rip on Britain.
Rip Off Rippin'.
Gonna make her easy to find us if we use her name. She
Yeah.
can search us.
I don't mind.
It's got that
I'm
little
alright. Dom
homunculus.
said all the horrible things.
Yeah.
Her little
Dom was one
homunculus.
that said she had 10 Horcruxes.
I'll just pretend that I'm Dominic Littlewood trying to get back at her for enslaving him to her cause.
He's a chipper little fellow, isn't he?
He is. He's like the anti-me. Like tiny, relatively svelte, bald.
It's like your personality once split. And like it's like in Superman 3, where like you're the one like flicking peanuts to break bottles in the bar, and Dominic Littlewood is the chirpier part of your personality.
Bus bothers.
Rip on the buses.
The wheels on the bus go rip on. And pon.
Rip on and
Pon.
pon. Turn down for what?
I like that one.
Turn down for rip on. No, turn down for what?
Yeah. And then the description in the podcast should just go whip 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 whip. How do you write that?
That's up to you, mate.
Yeah.
Weep a weep a weep. Whip whip whip. Yeah. Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Okay, then turn down for what?
Do it, Dom. Lock it in.
Right then. Oh, we need your problems.
Oh, we do.
We do.
Oh, we do.
We need them like Dan needs his vape. Like Ross needs unnecessarily large amounts of cars in his life. Like I need various games and cake. You wouldn't even let me finish. Let me continue. If you like what you've heard
Pina
here...
coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Send us a little problem and we'll... No, I'm not awake enough for this. Basically, if you've liked what you've heard here, but you believe you've got a more pressing issue for us to solve, send it in. Everybody thinks their shit's most important, so we should probably get a lot. If you're in the car, on the road, looking on your computer and you see something that makes you go, oh, that's really annoying, but also not at the same time, send it in to us, give it to us. We'll love it, cherish it, and then give it back to you, solved in a little bow. You can find us at stickitpod.com. Send those problems in using our email address. Fling it at stickitpod.com. Show us a picture of your face. Take a video explaining why you might not like this thing. All our social media links are on there. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. All places you can get in contact with us and tell us, I have a problem. Don't let Dom solve it.
Sounds like an infomercial of some kind. Of
Yeah, I know.
disease.
Well, I'm going for it.
Don't suffer in silence.
Do not suffer in silence. Let us solve it. We know you're out there. Send us some problem love. Remember, if you do like it, if you didn't like us, review us on iTunes. It helps us just get more listeners,
full
more
hog
people.
tonight.
Share it. Share it out.
Milking this one
Share
right
it out
out
if you like it. You know, Tell your friends. Tell your nan. She might enjoy it. Who knows? Maybe she won't like the fruity language. If your nan starts listening, maybe we'll do an episode just for her. Only if she's a legendary nan. That's been See If It Sticks for this week. I've been Dom.
I've been Ross.
And I've been Dan.
Rip on!